I hope you guys enjoyed your Halloween. I know I did. With trying to get the baby to actually go up to houses was actually pretty amusing and stressful at the same time. So I did my Halloween makeup as a scarecrow, and I I was actually inspired to do this makeup. Not that I feel like I created this look at all, but or that I'm the first one to create this look, I should say. But I definitely loved doing a darker, bolder eye, and I did an outline around my eye, like a patchwork kind of look on this eye, and I loved the dark effect. I did a little bit of darker colors mixed with a orange tone or a burnt red orange tone on there, and I got a lot of compliments, particularly on my eye that I did more on, and how the colors layered over top of each other. So I figured, you know what, let me just try to recreate the look for like an everyday or a night out kind of look. And I did it yesterday for work and I got a ton of compliments. So I figured, you know what, let me jump on here and show you guys. So I hope you enjoy this look. Of course, if you do like this look, subscribe below, give it a thumbs up, and stay tuned for more videos. But I hope you guys enjoy. So first we're going to start off with our eyes. I've already done a little bit of my foundation just to kind of prep myself. But this is just my eyeshadow primer. We're just going to go a little bit above the lid today. That way our transition area does stick to what we're doing. Now, using my Morphe palette. Again, you can use whatever you want for this, just using the darker tones, and I will show you what tones I'm using. That way we can play along with each other. So I'm going to be, I'm going to be using the darker tones in through here, grabbing a series of these colors, and then a little bit more of the red or terracotta colors. So grabbing this as our base, it's a little bit more of a mustardy brown camel color. I'm going to go over my entire lid. This is going to help add warmth underneath. Aside from doing the red, this is going to add that brown warmth that I'm looking for, and it's a good transition color. Now, don't be intimidated by this, but we are going to grab the darker shade. Some of you do not like doing a darker eye, but if you do want to get a little bit more bold and dramatic, go ahead and use the dark. And what I'm going to do is lightly tap in through my lid. That way I have a little bit more control over how much product I'm using. And just keeping it right in the lid to the crease. I'm just working it in first. And as usual, moving in circular motion, blending it in with what I've already done. Now I will be grabbing more of our red brown tones. And I'm just going right over on the crease line to help warm that transition area up. For my eye, I do have blue eyes, so if I am going to do a darker, bolder eyeshadow like this, I do tend to stick to more of a brown tone. That way it does make my blue eyes pop a little bit more. Now I'm going to go in with my Naked palette. This is my Naked 2 palette, and I'm going to go just in with this black tone. Using my smaller brush that I've been using for my entire eyeshadow application, I'm just following it to the outside and just slowly working my way in. But per usual with me, I do like to keep all my dark colors towards the outside of my eye to help draw attention to the outside. keeping it right in that crease. Now for those of you who feel like if you might have gone a little heavy-handed and gotten a little too high close to where your brow line is, or you don't want it to be as high, what you can do, I can get this open, is take more of a neutral color. I know this looks more white for whatever reason, but if you take more of a neutral tone on a clean brush, and go in right over top, it smooths out that area a little bit more. So it's not going to be as high and as dramatic. Okay, so I've already done my brows, but to define my brow line, what I'm going to do is go in with my Dual Action Concealer. This is by Merle Norman. And I'm just going to take my wand directly underneath. Looks a little sloppy right now, but I promise you it'll blend out. And I'm just going to take the tip of my Beauty Blender and working in downward motions, tapping it, but I'm going to keep that concealer off of my brow, but I'm defining that line as well as smoothing out that area that I just put my shadow in, which is another good way of covering over an area if you did go a little too high and you feel more comfortable going over with an eyeshadow. Now I'm just taking a little bit more of the black from my Naked palette. I'm going over just the entire lid, following through with a little bit more of the red brown tone, and I'm just going to go right over top of that. Again, at this point we all know that I like to layer my eyeshadows, that way it gives it depth. And you're almost creating a color that works best for you. If you want to add a little bit more red, that's fine. If you want to just stay black, that's okay as well. But this way I'm adding a little bit more depth suitable for my eye color and my skin tone. To complete our eye look, we're going to follow through with our mascara and our eyelashes. And I'm going to go over and do a little bit more of a bold eyeliner with our gel liner. But I'm going to do my eyelashes now. And I always curl my eyelashes before I do anything, even if I'm putting on false lashes. That way they sit up higher for me. And some of us have straight lashes. So I totally recommend doing your eyelash curling beforehand, because that way if you do have poker straight eyelashes, they do tend to follow the curve of the false lashes. Voila! And just like that, lashes are on. And what a difference they've already made. I mean, hello! Alright, so then I just out of preference, I do not like to put mascara underneath right away, just because I am going to bake and I don't want to mess any of that up, because it has happened before. So I've learned the hard way consistently to not put anything underneath until I am done baking underneath my eye. So as usual, I'm just going to take my translucent powder and my damp sponge. Now while this is baking, I'm going to go in and do my gel liner. I'm just going to take an angle brush and my gel liner. I just went a little bit more bold with that. I just took the line and made it a little thicker. Not to say that you have to, because for some people this is dark enough for you, but I just went in and did it a little bit more bold. And then while we're letting that baking sit, I am just gonna go in and lightly contour underneath. That way when we go and buff everything out, the lines are already there. So I'm just using my Ultra Powder Foundation in shade Nutmeg, and I'm gonna go in and just lightly contour. Now to buff it out. Now for this look, because I am playing more of my eyes look, I'm not going to go as heavy on my blush. So I'm just using a very light mauve tone. I want it to be very soft. And to follow through underneath my eye, I'm going to go in with my darker shades. I'm going to grab this one and this one, mix them together, as well as grabbing the more of the red shade to buff it out. So for that, I'm using a precision chisel brush. I'm going to grab these darker shades, like I said, mix them together, and pushing it right underneath my lash line, keeping it real close and tight. I'm keeping it darker more towards the outside as opposed to like working my way all the way in. If I am going in, it's just very, very light, soft touches. Then I'm going to use my small pencil brush with more of my red tone, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the tone underneath. And I'm taking it really close and slowly pulling it down just a little bit more, keeping it more towards the outer ends. I'm pulling it down a little more, and again, keeping it closer towards the inside. And you use a brush like this as opposed to just using a chisel brush and bringing it down, because it softens up that area so much more. Now we're going to finish it off with our mascara underneath. And now to finish this part off, we are just going to go in and lightly highlight. I'm not going to go too heavy on my highlight because I don't want it to look like too much. But doing the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. I'm just keeping it very nice and light, not too much. And then I'm using the Merle Norman Chubby Crayon in shade Frozen. And this color is literally, if a lipstick and a lip gloss made a baby, this would be it. It is there we go. It is super duper light and airy, and it's very buttery and creamy when you put it on. It is slightly pigmented, so you do get a little bit of a pink-ish hue in this, but I do like it, especially if you're going to go over a matte and your lips are a little bit more dry that day. This one is perfect for that. I literally feel like I feel like the sun is like coming in at the worst possible time in this room. Like, it's always perfect, and then right now it's like you can see my arm is just like, it's horrible. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this look, and please let me know if there's anything else that you want to see, and or send me pictures. That's kind of cool too. So I hope you guys enjoy this look. Have a good day, guys.